My name is Thomas Sturgeon, and this is my video journal assignment, my annotated journal for UNI 220. So it asks us to consider our accomplishments this term and describe the strengths and weaknesses of our work in the course. So I feel like I've accomplished a lot about, what I've learned about myself and what I've learned about my limitations and things of that nature. But as far as my work in the course goes, unfortunately, it took a backseat sometimes. And, between working 40 hours a week and doing daddy duty and, the other 14 units I was taking, sometimes, unfortunately, I let my journal work and things like that take a backseat. But I feel like one of my strongest attributes was, participating in class and, bringing all that I had to the class and my mindset to the class that I brought every day. Says, what would you say was the most important thing you learned this session and why? I think a lot of it has to do with the growth mindset and the lifelong learning stuff. I really, being so far removed from school myself, this is my first year back after 10 years gone. So to come back to school and be learning something completely different. I was a music student before, and now I'm a forensic psych major. I'm really trying to dig into that lifelong learning stuff and to have that, put into words and voiced and validated through other people's learning experiences and life experiences, I think kind of helped a lot. Learning a lot of that, like the scheduling stuff and looking forward. I wasn't really too familiar with all the technological stuff that is at the fingertips of students today. So, learning to dig into a lot of that stuff is new to me, but, I'm working with it. So, how has your thinking about academic success changed since you started the class? I believe that academic success isn't just black and white anymore. You don't just pass or fail. There's a lot of things you can take even from that failure. So I think, no matter what, these things that we learn in class and these things that we're learning, period, we're going to take away from these classes, whether we pass or not. I still like to pass, but, either way, I'm going to learn something. What techniques, tips, and or advice will you carry forward into the next semester and why? So I talked about the scheduling thing already, using the, like Google calendars and using those calendars that kind of prompt you and kind of let you know that things are coming up. I think that helps out a lot, especially with a schedule as intense as mine. I think that a lot of that will really help me moving forward, especially with a lot of assignments coming up and things like that. As far as the techniques and things like that go, just, there's just a lot of things as far as like the different mindset stuff goes and, sitting down and taking things one day at a time instead of looking at the mountain academically that's ahead of me, I think will help as well. What has been your greatest challenge and how has it affected your academic life? What are you doing to manage this challenge? For me, it's been going through a divorce this past year and, splitting daddy duty and working 40 hours a week, that intensity of my schedule and, that emotional and mental bombardment that I'm going through on a daily basis is pretty hard. So, I have a lot of family and friends that help support me through this kind of stuff. And, the faculty's been amazing and, opening up to the faculty and communicating to them what my situation is has helped a lot as far as like their understandings. And, I think that the challenge of it all has really been on the effect something like that can have on your mental health, but having a real support system there has really been able to help me. Last semester was a lot harder, but as I'm out here and I'm meeting more people and getting more support, I think that's helping out a lot. It says, describe a change you made this semester and how has it benefited you. So I'll say one of the changes I've made has definitely been using that growth mindset and understanding that there are ways for me to come out of these situations on top, whether I pass or fail, as far as general standards go, or what normal people might see as pass or fail, those A's or B's or whatever, and those D's and F's. No matter what, there are ways for me to come out ahead of that. I think one of the biggest changes I've made is just, understanding that I do belong in school. There was a lot of things that made me feel like I didn't belong here, whether that was last semester or, failing classes or whatever. So, feeling like I am in the right place and that pursuing my degree is the right thing to do, I think is a big change for me. But that's about all I got. Dr. Roden, thank you very much, and look forward to talking to you in the future. Thank you.